Make the ground shake.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for checking out the Burnout Bobby channel. Appreciate you. Today I'm going to be working on, I'm actually going to be not working on the red and white bike for once. I need a break from it. We will be getting back to it tomorrow. Hopefully actually have it like started up and running and put the battery box on and like for the most part get dialed in and then off the lift. But right now there's like 3 hours of sunshine out because it rains like every other hour, so I'm gonna try to take advantage of that. I just took my bike out for I took it out yesterday to work. On the way back she had a little hiccup, so I'm just gonna go through, make sure everything's buttoned down right. It's been a long time since I rode, so it could be anything. Probably it seems like it was something small with the vacuum, or the jets could have been clogged up. I went wide open on the way here and it's feeling good again now, so I'm hoping that's going to solve the issue and that fixed it. I doubt it's anything big, but today really what I'm going to do is I currently have 12 gram sliders in there and I am just stuck at like 68 miles an hour. I want to get past that. I don't want to be there anymore. So what I'm going to do is I went out and bought these 13 gram sliders. I've been debating whether or not to go straight 13s or a 12-13 combo, and I think I'm going to do a 12-13 combo because I still like the pickup that the 12s give me. I know it's a gram difference, but I don't know. I'm just going to give it a shot, you know? So I'm going to stagger them 12-13, 12-13, and then we will give it a shot. I'll go back out in the same area that I was riding before and see if that helps any, and this way I can tell, alright, 12-13 didn't work, let me just go straight 13s. I'll do straight 13s, and then this way I'm hoping that I at least get like 69, 70 out of that, because that would be awesome to get, you know, just with a carbon clutch and stuff like that, I'll be able to hit 70 on a regular 150. I know a lot of people are doing something close to that with 171, so it'll be a real big accomplish. I know you can still make it faster. I've seen other ones go faster than 70. I'm just trying to do it with a stock cam, everything like that. So I do have a cam at home. I've been wanting to put it in, but I'm just holding off because I really want to push this thing to the max before I tap into the head and do the cam and stuff like that. Alright, so let's get back to this Variator. I need to take it off now. Alright, now I'm going to take the drive face off. Now, one thing you might notice is that I have these caps on here. These are little like furniture caps. There's nothing special about them, but the biggest problem I have is that they are epoxied on to the nut that's usually on here and here. I do this just because I don't like how it looks with just a nut and the axle coming off, and it's a cheap fix and it looks good, it's cleaner, but I might leave it off until I figure out the combination I want, and then I'll epoxy it back on. So I'll just roll with the nut for now. So I'm going to peel the sucker off and you can see all the epoxy, but the nice part is it'll just peel right off. Okay, now that I have the epoxy off, I'm going to go hit this bolt with a 17, take it off. That's some Loctite for you. Alright. Clean off the threads here. Got the washer. Never lose this. Always keep this. See where I'm at. So you can see on the Variator where it's still really gold for that last portion, it's probably about, I don't know, a little over a 1/4 inch. So you can see how faded it is right here. This is where the belt, let me bring it in the picture better. This is where the belt rides along. So it's stopping right there. That's that 68 I'm hitting right there. So there's still room to grow. So I could still get higher up there because there's that still a little bit of gold from there to there. And you can see I like to stay in that high 60s. It's faded the most right there in the top end. So that's good to know. I'm going to go ahead and take the rest of this off, and then we'll get the weights out. Usually the best thing to do is pinch the belt. Turn this a little bit.
pinch the belt from the clutch side here, you'll be able to just slide it right off, and you can drop it down like that. Now, this might get pretty hot because I just rode in. Usually when you slide it off, the backing plate might come off with it. Try to catch it so I can keep it all together. Yeah, I lost like 1 weight while doing that. Not bad. Looks really clean in there, so I'm happy. Alright, so now I got the backing plate here. I'll take it off, let this all cool down. But I had the straight 12 grams sitting in there, and I'm going to vary 112, 113, 112, 113, and I'll show you how to do that once this cools down. Okay, so now that this is cooled down, if you ever really try to get into fine-tuning with your variator, this is what I recommend doing. I gotta get better at just speaking straight out and stop saying So you're gonna move every other one. So this one out, this one out, and this one out. I'm gonna put the 13, 13, and 13 like that. So now by doing this, the crank stays balanced. If you were to do it 3 and 3 of the other weight, it'd be off balance and really mess up the crank. Alright, so now that's on there. I'm going to slide the backing plate back on. Oh, forgot the boss was in there. I was wondering why it wouldn't close. You can see that's still nice and smooth, so that's going to function correctly. You want to pinch the backing plate like this while you're sliding it on. Once you bring it to the back, slide that boss in. You want to make sure that variator stays in place there so that the weights don't drop out. You're going to take that belt. You're going to pinch it again. Slide it over like that. Felix gave me these titanium nuts here. I believe they're 12 point. I'm just going to use this for the time being. I might actually keep them on there for good. I'm going to see how I like it. They're smaller. Plus they're titanium, so it's just pretty cool. So next up what you're going to do is slide on your dry face, get it on the grooves. You put your washer. I got this titanium. That'll make me faster too. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Loctite. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. I also had to get the size first because it was a 12 point and it's a smaller. You done? It's a smaller size. Loctite in there. I put a little too much, so I'm just gonna wipe some of that out. Get this hand tight on. Now when you're putting on this variator, I know my boy Zosh, he already knows this. You don't need to crank it on there too tight because what will happen is you will tear up the threads on your crank. And you don't want to do that because Zosh knows that is a lot of grinding that you just don't want to spend your weekend doing. So basically what I say is you hit it 2 or 3 times real quick with the impact. Also what I like to do is, it's on there hand tight, you can squeeze the belt and it gives it more slack so the belt's not pinching it. So I'll hold this with one hand and impact it with the other. And that is on there good. doesn't take much. I'm gonna let that dry up with the Loctite, and then next video we'll go out and give it a shot, see how it does. I might have to come back and do it again and go all 13s.
It's probably been like a couple hours since I was out riding. It seemed the weights felt really good in the transmission to 12-13 combo. I got up to 65 really quick. I wasn't able to test it out because I started feeling a little bit of like a breakup in the carb, but it was only in the bottom end. When I was wide open, it was fine. So I'm thinking there's probably, the idle jet's probably clogged, so I'm going to take the carb off, clean the jets, put it all back together, put the carb back on, and then I also have my wideband in the exhaust, so I'm going to hook that all up so I can see exactly what's going on with it. If it continues to happen, then the next thing to roll out is a vacuum leak. So it's probably if it isn't a clogged jet, it's a vacuum leak. It felt really good, so I'm going to try to fix this up, and then if it doesn't rain, I might take it back out again and try to do another top speed run. It's hot out. I'm saying it is hot. I'm dying in this garage. I'll be out of here in about a month, so then I can get my own garage and put some AC in that. So we'll start tearing apart the carb right now and see what the jets look like.
Now, I don't think the main jet is clogged. It feels more or less if it was anything, it was the idle jet. If both of them are clean, then the only thing is that I might have to lean it out a little because I feel like it was running really rich. When I was giving it gas, I was putting my hand over the filter to see if it needed to richen it up. But when you put your hand over the filter to, say it was like right here, put your hand over the filter, block more air, you're blocking the airflow, so you're richening it up, and it started breaking up worse like that. So when I took my hand off, it actually got better, which means that it was running pretty rich. And like I said in the video, I don't know if the audio came through or not yet, but I tuned it fairly rich for the winter because the bike tends to run a little bit leaner when it's winter time here. So right now, being with the humidity, it's going to make things run a lot richer. I'm thinking that's what's happening here, if it's not the idle jet that's messing up on me. Got the idle jet out. It's clean. I can see straight through to the floor. I know you probably can't, but I'll still spray it down. I'll still clean out the carb with some carb cleaner, but everything looked good, so I'm guessing that just it's tuned really rich right now. The manifold and clocking flange are all on there really tight, so I don't assume there's any vacuum leak or anything like that. The rubber coupler, I'm just feeling that right now. It feels good, so we'll clean these off and then we'll get back to you, put it all together.
Now the carb is for sure cleaned. I know everything's good on that. Next step is going to be to put
The exhaust and wideband on.
install all that, and then I can take it for a cruise and see how it does, see if it's still running rich or whatever it's doing. I'll be able to find out right away, and then I can correct it with the tuning. And could be bad gas, could be anything, because it runs really good when it's wide open. I know I've said that a couple times, but go ahead and put that on right now, and we'll get that sorted out. And if the weather holds up, I'll try to take it out again.
Okay, so the tuning pipe is on with the wideband bung. You know, the all beat up exhaust that showed you in the other video, the one I brought the modenosities. I put that on. And then I noticed that little guy right there is supposed to go to the top of the carburetor. I must have snuck off when I had it sitting on the ground there, so I'll have to put that gasket back on, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put the handlebar stuff all back on for right now, and then we'll start it up and see what's going on. Almost there. So I got the AEM wideband set up. It's on that Trailtech mount I showed you in my tuning video. I just got the wires taped up right now going down. I have all that slack. I'm gonna have to zip tie up to the harness or something, or I'm gonna maybe take off the tank cover bolts so I can hide it underneath. Run this wire under there just to keep it somewhat clean. I don't think I'm gonna do it today. It's getting real sketchy outside, so probably tomorrow I'll go ahead and finish it up. But I got everything I needed to done. Hopefully I'll be able to, if it wasn't the jets, then I'll be able to just fine dial it in, and then this way I can hit that 70 mile per hour marker and see if that 12-13 combo is really doing it for me. So I appreciate you guys watching. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. It's right here. Just subscribe. I told you in the last one. I'm telling you again, I'm so close to 1,000. So close to 1,000. I just want to hit that marker. So tell your friends, tell your grandmother, tell your grandma's neighbor. They love talking about stuff like that at bingo. Subscribe. Alright, until next one, guys. Take care.